Hey Taurus, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements or any placement that you are proud of, you connect with, anything like that. I would call that a major placement. We're going to start off with this monster deck for an intuitive vibe. This is Moonology and Work Your Light. And then we're going to move on to the Santa Muerte Tarot for a more traditional reading. Traditional tarot spread. Okay, well, we got a little chunk here. Let's just go with that. Oh, I love this one. Full moon in Leo. Do not let pride get in your way. And this can be like just... this can be taking a risk that feels very vulnerable to you. So not letting pride interfere with that, not letting wanting to be seen in a certain way interfere with sharing what you want to share, doing what you want to do. Do not let pride get in the way. That it can have so many different... In your context, what does that mean? You know, don't let pride get in the way. Is there some way that you're acting or behaving? Because I think pride can be very self-limiting, right? Because we won't try things or do things because we don't want to fail. We don't want to be embarrassed, that kind of thing. So don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Oh my gosh. And then we have cardinal moon. Be bold, make the first move. That's exactly what the vibe I was getting off of this card. Even though there's multiple meanings to this, I was getting be bold, make the first move. Though the thing is, though, be bold, make the first move. I could totally see myself, or maybe one of you, completely doing a really bizarre, messed up thing with that advice and keeping that in mind and being very rigid with that. So I've come to see this as planning a first move. Could also be planning something out, planning something bold out. Don't let your fear of failure get in the way, your fear of embarrassment get in your way to make a move. So you're gonna change the dynamic in a situation, and you're gonna want to be you don't necessarily need to like go do something totally stupid and foolish, but you do need to think about something or plan something out, plan out the first move or plan out your next move or something like that. And certainly do not let any fear of failure or embarrassment really get in your way. Like I'm sort of halfway writing this message on one side of the fence and the other side I'm like, okay. Be bold, make the first move. Don't let fear of feeling like a fool get in your way. Also, yeah. So that's the message, even though it makes me uncomfortable in a way. And then you have, this is such a fascinating card. I don't quite know what to make of it. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Oh my God, but I love it. I love it because I was talking about also... You know, it doesn't necessarily mean doing the bold thing. It means planning the bold thing, laying the foundation for the bold thing. It was just a comment on an Aries reading about preparing, right? That's a little bit of the vibe I'm getting because grandmother of Jesus, not mother of Jesus, not... You know, not the thing itself, and not the thing before the thing, but the thing before the thing. So planning out making a bold move, thinking about it, not thinking about it, planning it. Like this is an actual step. It's not like Anna, grandmother of Jesus, represents some sort of thought. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, would have to have been, I don't know if her name was, I don't know, like factually here, but just theoretically here we're talking about somebody that... Or the thing before the thing before the thing, like that planning. So be bold, make the first move, set some plans into motion. Do not be afraid of being a fool, looking the idiot. Like, you know, maybe you have a big dream. Maybe you have a really big dream. So take some steps in that direction, right? The pre-planning steps, the preparing. And that's Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I think your planning is part of the divine plan. All right, just want to make sure these were upright. We're moving on possibly to a totally different storyline and vibe, possibly to a continuation of what we already started, to the Santa Muerte tarot deck, this spread here. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Damn. Okay. Okay. Well, I like... Okay. All right. In your recent past, you have Knight of Wands. I like this. I like this combo with this. Don't let pride get in your way and be bold. Make the first move. A Knight of Wands. Inspired. Kind of hard to tell with the Knight of Wands where the line between inspired and impulsive go. They look about the same. They're in the same packaging. They're right next to each other on the shelf in the store. You might be, you know, yeah, take some care about which one of those you're grabbing. Knight of Wands, though, we have a couple knights here, so that's cool. So let's talk about knights. We've got a couple here. Knights are going to be bold. Knights are going to be a little bit reckless, possibly. That borderline, like we were talking about with the inspiration and impulsiveness, that bold, reckless borderline right there. There's something right there where we can't always tell what side of the line a behavior or a vibe is landing on. So they are brave. They're bold. They represent some sort of movement, possibly. In general, you know, what's funny is we have these in general, and then we'll have the Knight of Pentacles, who's the planner, the preparer. He's not showing up here, but his vibe is, we started out with that vibe. So in your recent past, we have Knight of Wands, wands being passion, being inspiration, some very charismatic behavior here. This could have been you. This could have been somebody around you with a really bold, ambitious idea, very ambitious, wanting to leap forward, rush into something, jump into it, very excited. You know, his horse is rearing up and ready to go. There's just a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and charisma in whatever idea or whatever communication this Knight of Wands was bringing in, whatever movement. A lot of this bold, your Knight of Wands, he is gonna be bold and make the first move. He's not even pre-planning it. He's just like going for it. And then we have, I like, because we have this don't let pride get in your way. I can see this in the Knight of Cups here. Especially so the Knight of Cups is going to be about emotion, about feeling. His little emotional horse here is ready to trot forward into the future. So the Knight could be you. It could be somebody in your life because it's a court card. Could just be a vibe too, because sometimes these court cards have specific vibes that don't show up in other cards. So we're going to allow them to be whatever they want to be here and not limit them. So this Knight of Cups, his little heart wants to move forward. He has a message. He's moving into the future with, but he's still looking at the past. There's a little bit in this card in particular, there's a little bit of dichotomy between the mind is looking at the past, possibly the mind could be looking at this rash action. And so there could be a repetition here of like, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. And your mind could be looking back to like, that was a little reckless, a little impulsive, don't you think? But your heart's like, yeah, well, I'm going through this threshold again. So there could be two people here, one being a little more, I mean, they're both the Knight of the Cups and the Knight of Wands. What can we say? The Knights are bold, a little bit rash, sometimes reckless. The Knight of Cups, his heart is moving forward, a love offering, but maybe some looking back at the past at all that is back there. There is this threshold crossing, of communication. So bringing in a communication, there's some sort of communication of love, affection, something like that coming in here. Some sort of genuine, heartfelt offer, possibly. It doesn't have to be a relationship. Could be just a heartfelt offer has been made or is being made here or is being contemplated here. And so the heart is ready to move forward. The brain might be looking back at like, the last time we did this was a little, I don't know. The brain could also be just looking at the place where you're just looking at where you're leaving. Like, we want to leave this place. But the heart's moving forward, and there's a message here. There's a message of love and affection coming in, or you're bringing that in right here. Oh, your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. It's not bad. It's not bad. That may have sounded worse than it is. It's 6 of Pentacles, waiting. You've put in the work here. You've made, after the risk, then you wait and you wait. In a little bit of fear and trepidation, right? Because you've made some sort of offer or something's happened. You could be just like frustrated with the passage of time, frustrated with having to wait for something. I mean, frustrated with having to wait for, restrictions to lift so that you can move it forward with this idea and with what you want. This is your hopes, your fears. Maybe you were hoping to wait a little bit. This is a love offering. You could have been hoping for a little more time to recover from the last one. You could be afraid of just the time passing, dynamics changing while time passes, and how much time something is taking. What's interesting is this Knight of Wands brings in this really fast, enthusiastic energy, but this Knight of Cups also bringing something forward, but time is on your mind. Like, I can almost hear this clock ticking here. Time is on your mind. You're worried about it. You're concerned about how much time something's taking, or you wanted more time to think about something, to let something ripen, but it could be that you wanted more time to let something ripen, or to let something... You wanted more time, but the time is kind of presenting right now, is what this could be, is the time is presenting right now, and you really wanted a little bit more, a little bit slower. Could also be that you wanted it a little faster, and now and it's moving slower. But it's your hopes and fears column. So there's something about time there that is really on your mind, the passage of time, the waiting, the patience of having to wait for something to come to fruition, or even the frustration that something's coming to fruition and you may not quite feel ready, which is what I'm getting from this Knight of Cups card. Not quite feeling ready, but the heart is ready. So maybe you're feeling a little pushed for time here, a little pressed for time, and you actually wanted more time. And this could be like, be bold, make the first move. Why you're being encouraged to do that, to move, to be bold and make the first move, to move forward with something. Because you would maybe kind of like to sit on your heels for a little bit and have things not quite go so fast, but then you're like preparing and it's moving too fast. Maybe you don't like the preparing stage and you just want to get straight to the thing, and you don't like a big pause. Could go a couple ways there. In your what's at issue here is injustice, unfairness, something's out of balance. Here's our Justice card, kind of coming in like an angel of death. She's a judge though, here to bring things into balance, but something feels unfair. There's either some dishonesty here. Yeah. I was just remembering a judge saying, like, I don't allow any dishonesty in my courtroom, and then listening to the other side lie endlessly and obviously lying, and the judge just never said anything about it. And it was like, wow, you're the liar here, Mr. Judge, because this person very clearly their own documentation exposes that they're lying right now to you, and you clearly don't care, and yet you made a big deal out of don't lie in my courtroom, and then it's like such an obvious lie. Anyway, it was just kind of interesting because it turned out the judge was the liar. So I don't know why that came through my mind, but it came through very strongly and it wanted to come out my mouth. If you're gonna be against lying, be against your own lying too, okay? Thank you. So do not tell me that you're not going to tolerate lying and then go ahead and obviously tolerate a good half hour of straight, obvious, hilariously obvious lies. Like, maybe he just didn't feel like it was worth dealing with. I don't know. It was weird. So anyway, injustice, something like that. Like, it could be the injustice of the judge being the one lying about not tolerating lying. Like, you're a big tolerator of liars. What are you doing? What are you saying here? So it could be that kind of injustice, or some perverted justice, something that's just like, what on earth is going on here? This is very unfair. This is not okay. Out of balance, unfairness, a lack of truth coming in here. And there's just something very unfair going on here. Just really interesting. I really just was not expecting that injustice card to show up here. I mean, because everything else is about pre-planning, about having this inspiration, wanting to move forward, or part of you wanting to move forward, and part of you not wanting to move forward, and part of you annoyed by how long this is taking, and part of you annoyed that this isn't taking long enough. You needed more time to prepare, and now you're being asked to like make some moves, and you don't really feel ready for it. Maybe there's something about this feels unfair, like, I don't know where this it's just kind of fascinating how this injustice card, it feels unfair. Like, don't I deserve more time to think about this? Or don't I deserve to have this going forward? Is there something about feeling like you deserve something sooner than what you're getting it, or later than what you're getting it? Just something feels out of balance and unfair. In your environment, you have the Ace of Wands sitting right underneath this Knight of Wands. So this Knight of Wands, this idea that came in your past, this charismatic idea, actually did plant a little seed here in the dark, but it's a seed of faith. So there's something in your environment that is beginning. I think it's beginning whether you wanted it to or not. And it feels unfair somehow. But there is something in your environment that is starting, is beginning. It's an exciting new beginning in possibly creativity, inspiration, could be spirituality, but there's something around you that's starting. The seed has already been planted. It's already growing, whether you want it to, whether you're ready or not, you are going. That's how I feel about this reading. And you may feel that this is very unfair. Like, but in your environment has a seed in it, has something that's happening in it, that's already growing in it, that's beginning, it's a beginning in faith. Somebody has a lot of faith here, and a lot of belief, and a lot of faith, and they're just moving ahead. That's interesting, because be bold, make the first move. It might be too late for you to make the first move. Or the environment is asking you to make the first move. There's something happening in your environment where it's like it's now or never, and you may not be quite ready for it, but you've got to make a move here, because this somehow there's a stoppage of time, but there's also a new beginning here in this stop. And then we have your to-do list. This is Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is about freeing yourself through clearer thinking. So here come all of these thoughts, all of these truths. Whatever truth was lacking in this injustice card, you bring it. You bring the truth, you bring the communication, you bring your honesty. This frees you from whatever, I feel like it's a freeing you from the past situation, freeing you from whatever's holding you back, holding you from your mind wants to hold you in this garden. And this Eight of Swords is coming right underneath this. So I feel like your mind is trying to hold you back. Your heart's ready to move forward. The environment is perfectly ripe for moving forward. Your mind's trying to hold you back. Here we got to come in with some clear thinking. There's a skull here. We have these thoughts, ideas coming in to free your mind so that we're not at this sort of stalemate situation here, right on this threshold, right? It's something having to do with your own thoughts, your own mind, your own mental hygiene that's holding you back, that's keeping this from moving forward. So I love this. Don't let pride get in the way. There's something internal with you that you need to, and being honest, being that honest, as honest with yourself as this card is asking you to be, in order to free yourself. So there's some way in which you are holding yourself back, and only your thoughts will be able to free you. No one else is going to be able to do this for you. Okay. This is your to-do list, and it's showing up as the card that only you can do. Only you can handle your thoughts. Only you can free yourself with truth, looking at something more honestly, more clearly, and there's something about your thoughts themselves. Maybe you're saying, "I'm not ready for this," right? I'm going to look the fool. I'm not ready for this, and you need to get into your mind and really figure out, where these thoughts are coming from, what's going on here, because this is definitely about freeing. This Eight of Swords is freeing your own mind to being open to unlimited possibilities. It's your own mind that's limiting the possibilities here, but you need to do something with your thought process to understand how limitless the possibilities really are here, like how much freedom there actually is here. So don't let pride get in the way. This could be about trying to maintain a certain position, trying to maintain a certain facade, both for yourself and for other people. And this is bringing in that honesty that just destroy that facade that is limiting you, because it is limiting you. It's holding you back from something that you want to move, that your instincts and your heart are ready to move forward, but you're having some self-limiting beliefs about that. So you need to do some work on that. And then we have this Five of Wands, inspiration. What comes after this is, I love this card because to me this card is about the inspiration of finding a new room. I used to have all these dreams about my life as a mansion, and then I would find and discover there were like secret rooms in it that would be just glorious, and I'd open them up and be like, what the fuck is this? Oh my God, this room is so cool. So that's what I feel like this card is. It's this lighting a match and seeing a new thing, seeing something new inspiration. You may you'll see something new once you deal with your self-limiting beliefs and your belief in a limited number of possibilities, or just this one possible thing. You're just going to be opening up your mind to a whole new room in your life, or a whole new situation that you didn't see before, because your own beliefs are preventing you from seeing this thing. That's your own beliefs there. And then you light your own match in this room suddenly, and you see a whole new thing. A whole new thing comes in, and changes how you see yourself, how you see everything, and how you see all the possibilities of your life. All right, we have some really unsettled energy, not knowing what to do. This is our wild Kuan Yin deck. The Divine Mother's Love. If we don't trust our divine connection, we can feel like a lost child, uncertain, insecure, and afraid. I am definitely seeing insecurity here. Yet when that child knows that the mother is always there, waiting, naturally stepping in when needed, but otherwise trusting in the child's ability to live his own life, then getting lost for a time is just part of the adventure. It's not frightening, it's freeing. All right. So Taurus, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them. And I hope you have a wonderful, mind-opening, mind-blowing week.